is up, guys? Hello and welcome. It's your boy Shmoygi here, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to make concrete. Now, this is currently tied for the most money from a trucking route. I believe it is the same as batteries. Yes, I believe batteries also sell for 800k a piece. It's just that batteries have a few more steps, so that'll be in a future video. This is going to be the one that I'm doing first. And first, few things I need to get out of the way for this. You're going to want to have Tycoon Premium for this, as it is required for this route. You are going to want to own this business right here, the Yellowjack liquor store, which on the map is going to be basically right here next to the Sandy Shores airfield. It is going to be right here on this little like Y-shape intersection. And the reason you're going to want this is for this right here, the self-storage, as most of the things are going to be centered in this area kind of right in here. Now I'm going to be making this all in one video rather than separating it into parts. You may have seen Voided Creation has made a several part tutorial, so if you want to go watch that as well, go check it out. Just look up Voided Creation, or even just look up like Transport Tycoon concrete tutorial, and it'll probably show up. Now I'm going to recommend that you also get out a pen and paper or something at least to write down these steps, because it is a decent amount of stuff that you have to do. It's about 6 steps altogether, but each step has like a few like steps in it, if that makes sense. So basically I'm going to separate this out into the 6 steps, and what you would normally do is basically just do each step over and over again, basically grind each step for a while, rather than doing like the full loop over and over again, if that makes sense. So basically, like, you'd do step 1 over and over again, then step 2 over and over again, then step 3, so on and so forth. So the first place that you're going to want to go is over here to the quarry. And I would recommend probably not following the way that I'm going right now to get over here. I would recommend maybe actually going in the normal way. Also, be careful while if you do go this way, be careful while crossing the railroad tracks. I've been hit by trains many times. Now, I'm also going to be making this tutorial assuming that you have been playing for a little while and you more or less know the basics of how to do this. So, you're going to want to collect quarry rubble. Basically just fill up your inventory with some quarry rubble. Okay, so we have a full inventory. So this is actually going to be here on the map, at the quarry, same place as the mining job. So, yep, just go ahead and come right here to this little like dirt mound that has a loop around it. Okay, so I actually lied before I cut out. We are not going to the storage facility. We are coming here to the filtering plant, which on the map is going to be basically keep going west, and it'll be right here. It'll be the filtering plant right here. So basically we're gonna come here. Need to reopen the menu, and we are going to filter quarry rubble. And I actually forgot to leave space in my inventory. Didn't really think about that. Wait, I just thought about it. You don't need to do that anymore with being able to do it straight from your, like, do it straight in the trunk. Cool, that is nice. Okay. Okay, so you're basically want to go through this twice. So the first thing you're going to do is filter the quarry rubble. Then you're going to want to go back through and filter the gravel. Okay, there's not enough items, so I need to do it this way. So you're basically going to have two different sets of filtering. You're going to filter the quarry rubble, then the gravel. Okay, so actually, while this is doing this, I should probably also mention, I may have said, you're probably going to want to have an even bigger trailer than what I have. I would say probably Mark 10 or higher. You're also going to want to have some money before you even start this, as it'll cost you maybe about $2 million to do one full route. So where I'm going now is I'm actually just heading back to the storage facility, and that'll be the end of step 1. Okay, so while I am putting this stuff in the self-storage here, which once again is at the Yellowjack business right here on the map, just go in the back, go to the self-storage, and you're going to want to open storage, put all, then once again dump from trunk, boom, there you go, everything's in there. And you're basically just going to want to throw everything in here. If you actually look, you see I have a ton of stuff in here. These are the two that we're going to be using. Basically, some of the stuff in here is going to be used, some of it isn't. Oh, we have some gravel that was not filtered. It's okay, it's fine. And something that I should probably also mention, the limiting factor in this is going to be your sand. The sand is going to be the limiting factor in how much you can actually make. Okay, and I will meet you guys where we are going to be doing step 3, or 3, 2, what? Where we're going to be doing step 2. So, I will be right back. Okay, so before I actually even start going up this road, where we are going right now is over here up in the mountains. It is going to be the logging camp. This is where we're going to be going. This is where you pick up your logs for the second step, which is sawdust. So this is going to be the first step of this part. You're going to want to come up here to the logging camp and pick up some logs, and this is going to probably be the most treacherous part of the journey, and you're going to see some beautiful driving skills here, as I'm probably going to disconnect my trailer. There's going to be some cursing involved. It'll be a good time. Now this is, like I said, this is going to be the hardest part. Oh, and it's dead. Really? Really? Okay, well, I will be back once I have a new truck. So, I will be back in 1 minute. Okay, we are back. It is time for attempt number 2. This time, let's not hit the bush and immediately kill my truck, which that makes no sense whatsoever. But, you know, it's whatever. You know, see, there it is. That's the bush. That's the one that killed it. And like I said, most treacherous part is this part of the thing, which is the most annoying, as pretty much all of the trekking stuff is in, or all of the stuff for logging is in very annoying areas. So basically, you're going to come here and you're going to gather logs from this place right here. Then you're basically going to drive back the way you came and come over here to the sawmill, and I will basically tell you what we're going to be doing once we make it there. So basically, you're going to go to the sawmill, get sawdust, and that will be this done. And I am going to include this just because it's probably going to be a struggle, so you guys can watch me struggle with this. That's about how it typically goes. Okay, so let's see if I can. Try not to have my trailer pop off, because, well, that's probably going to happen, because it is. Oh, there it is. It popped off, but it's in a good position. So, just so you know, this is probably going to happen, because it is a very bad space to turn around in. Can I even get it back on here? Wow, this is gonna be interesting. Okay. But yeah, I'll actually just be back with you once I'm over at the sawmill. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so I'm actually going to come back early to give a little word of warning. This is a low bridge, as you can see. This actually even barely fits. I'm pretty sure I just scraped a little bit on it even, or just scraped the side. If you have a larger trailer, you are not going to fit across this bridge, and rather than coming like around this way to get to the sawmill, you're going to have to drive basically down and around, then up the highway and up to it, which actually might be probably just about the same because you don't have to turn around here for it. So just keep that in mind. Be wary of how tall your trailer is and how tall your truck is as well, as some trucks are taller than others. So there are some low points in this, and there's going to be another one actually later on whenever we're getting water. So you'll see where I'm talking about, and I will mention it whenever that comes up. Okay, so now that I've almost flipped my truck like 3 times, we are here to the next place, which is going to be the sawmill. Now, if you thought the other place was bad, just get ready for this one, as it is even worse than the other one. Because this is where you're going to be. This is where you're gonna have to park. And if you're here with other people that are also doing this route, yeah, it gets messy, which is actually why there's a repair spot down there at the bottom, is because it is very common to, you know, destroy your truck while doing this. Okay, so while we are actually here, while I'm backing up, I'm going to basically just go ahead and say, try to avoid that wood pile right there to the side. It is deceptively steep and will basically chuck you off of it, and it'll flip you. Step 2, what you're going to want to do is get your sawdust. So you are going to get your logs from the logging camp right here. Then you're going to drive over here to the sawmill, grind it into sawdust, and then you're actually going to want to bring it all back here to the yellowjack and store it where you are storing your sand. So I will actually be back with you once we are to the next step. Okay, so now that we are here at the yellowjack after step 2, what you're going to do for step 3 is we're going to be making the cement. Now, from your storage, you're going to want to take 5 sand and 2 concrete. Not like literally, but you want 5 sand for every 2, not concrete, sawdust. Wow. Okay. Whoops. So let's say I do 100 sand, which I don't even think I can carry that. I cannot. Am I able to put it in the truck? Here, I'm going to take 2 trunk. That is what I want to do. So let's say I take 100 sand. I'm going to want 40. I'm going to want 40 sawdust. So let's see here. Take 2 trunk. Container. Let's find sawdust right here. So, and this is basically where you will notice that the sand is the limiting factor. So as you can see, it is going to be 5 sand per 2 sawdust. So I'm gonna have 100 sand, 40 sawdust just for this demonstration. Good news, we are at the halfway point. So this is going to be the halfway step, and you're going to be getting pretty close now. So, okay, so basically where we, oh, that's, yep. Great time to come back right whenever I crash. Okay, so basically what you're going to want to do is you're actually going to want to come back to the quarry, and you're going to go here basically, and you're going to create concrete, which this is where you have the 5 sand to sawdust. So we are going to do this. Oh, there's actually he is waiting behind me. Okay, see, that was pretty quick. So basically you're going to do that, create concrete, and just take it back to the yellowjack. So this is actually probably the quickest step. So yeah, we're actually done with this step. Okay, so we are in place for step 4, which is actually probably going to be the longest driving portion of the route. So as you can tell, I'm here at LSIA. I'm gonna go ahead and show you. See LSIA. Where we're trying to get to is this right here, which is going to be the waste deposit. And what we are doing here is we are getting toxic waste to be filtered up here at the filtering plant, which is why this is the longest driving section, because you have to drive all the way from here to the filtering plant, which is why it takes a while. So the best way to get over here, oh gosh, if the camera will cooperate, is you basically just want to come over here. You see this sign here, you just break through the fence right here and just drive down this little alleyway here. This is the best way to get here. Then just bust through over here and pick up some toxic waste. Okay, and while I am here, I'm actually going to go ahead and mention there are 2 ways that you can do this. If you are going to be doing this over and over again, I would recommend actually going up to the filtering plant, filtering your toxic waste, and then actually driving back down here and storing the acid in this self-storage right here. I will actually go by it. Will I go by it? I will not be going by it on the way out, actually. So this is where you're going to want to store it. It's actually right here, because for the next step, you're actually going to want to be taking it literally right here. So having it here makes this part way faster than actually storing it in this one. So you're going to have 2 different places that you're going to have storage. You're going to have your toxic waste and water storage here. So I believe that my inventory is full, so yeah, I will actually be back with you guys once I am to the filtering plant. Okay, so we are back to the filtering plant, and what you're going to want to do is go in here, filter toxic waste, and you're going to get acid, mercury, and lead. And what we want out of this is the acid. That is what we're going to be getting. And as I said, where we're going to be taking this is I'm actually going to be taking it back down here to this self-storage right here, right by LSIA. This is where I'm going to be storing the acid and all of that good stuff. So I will be right back with you once we are down there. And that is actually the end of this step. So step 4, which is getting the acid for filtering the water. You're going to gather toxic waste from LSIA, bring it to the filtering plant and filter out for the acid, and then take it to the storage at the yellowjack or the storage at LSIA. So I will meet you guys once we are back down there. Oh my goodness, I was not watching where I was going. Okay, so we are back. I'm getting close to the storage facility here. And I'm going to go ahead and mention this is basically the last step before we actually start making the concrete. So we are in the final stretch. There's also another one of the locations where you need to be mindful of how tall your trick is, and I will point it out in a second. Once I get over here and show you where we're going to be going for this step. So the reason why I'm saying to store the acid here is basically it just cuts your journey, like your how far you have to drive by a large margin. You have to drive nowhere nearly as far. So dump from trunk, boom, open storage, put all, there we go. Okay, so this stage is going to be filtering water. So where we are going to be going is to the Land Act Reservoir, which is also known as the dam, which is this right here, to this location right here, which is where you get unfiltered water. Now, if you actually just put it in, the GPS is going to try and take you this way through. You're not going to be able to cross the dam right here, as there are low points and your truck is going to get destroyed if you try to drive through it. So yeah, don't go that way. I would suggest actually just continuing up the highway and looping through this way and around to there. So just keep that in mind. Some trucks I think can make it, but others cannot. So just keep that in mind. And I think it is just that most trucks can't make it. So I would just recommend basically just following the highway all the way up and just go that way instead. Okay, so we are here. We have made it to the to this place, and so this I should actually go ahead and mention. I think I forgot to at the beginning. I would recommend that you have at least 25 strength for this, as this is going to be the heaviest thing that you are going to be dealing with. Each unfiltered water is 100 kilograms a piece, so you want to have a pretty large inventory space for this. So I would recommend having at least 25 strength if you're going to be doing this. So yes, I should go ahead and mention that. So this one's actually a pretty quick one. Once again, we are actually just going to basically turn around, go back out the way we came up around that way, and come back down here to the self-storage. So I will be right back once we are down here to the self-storage. Oh. So basically, what you're going to want to do is actually get unfiltered water and acid in a 1-to-1 ratio. Basically, 1 acid for every 1 unfiltered water. And we are going to be taking it literally right there, right over there to the water treatment plant. Okay, so we have gotten a 1-to-1 ratio of acid and unfiltered water. Then you basically just drive right over here to this spot. This is actually the only driving that I'm not cutting out. So yes, let's go ahead and treat unfiltered water, and you will get treated water. And basically, as I was saying, what you can do is you can, if you're going to be doing a large amount, you can just store it here. Or if you're going to be doing, basically do a large amount and just store it here, and then basically you would just add another step on after this, where you basically just drive it from here to the storage at in Sandy Shores, to the Yellowjack. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name. So dump from trunk. And so I will actually be right back with you, and we're going to start the last step, which is mixing the concrete and selling it. Okay, so it is time to begin on the final step. So, are you guys ready for this? So basically, all that I did between the last time and this is, a little traffic jam there. Basically, all that I did between the last time and this one was basically just filter the rest of the water, and I have it all in my inventory, and just bringing it back here to put in here. So for the last step, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get 5 cement for every 1 water. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna get this, and this will be the very last step. Okay, here we are. We are back to the filtering plant for our final step before we go sell. Down at the bottom you'll see mixed concrete. Okay, and voila, there we go. We have our concrete. So I'm actually, normally, I'm actually gonna cut this part out. I'm gonna go check and see if I actually left any cement mix over here, but I will be right back after I go check this. Okay, so after I checked that, I actually did not have any left, so I actually have an uneven amount, so I'll have some for the next time that I do this. So, where are we going to be going to sell this? We are going to be going basically towards the center of the city here at it is the Alta construction site. This is where we're going to be going, and that is where the sell point is. So I will actually go ahead and drive down there, and I will meet you guys once again once we are to our destination. Okay, so we are approaching our destination, and I decided I would go ahead and give a few statistics on on this. So in a second I will check and see how long it has taken me to do this. So I have spent maybe somewhere between 1 and 2 mil on this, and it has been 1 hour and 23 minutes. At least that's how long I've been recording, and there have been like some difficulties and stuff with me, like crashing and having to do extra driving and all that. So I would say it's probably somewhere close to about 1 hour that it would take to do this. So as you see, they sell for 800k a piece. I'm at 10 mil, 700,000. I need to go to this inventory. So there we go. So that was kind of a small load. Typically you would have a lot more than that. So basically just off of that little bit I made about 3 mil off of that. So 3.1 mil off of that. And I maybe spent about like 1 mil, 2 mil. So this is actually going to be the end of this. So hopefully this was helpful. I'm actually going to put up a little graphic right now that has a list of everything that I have said here. So step 1, which is going to be acquiring sand. You're going to gather the quarry rubble from the quarry, go to the filtering plant and filter the quarry rubble. Then you're going to filter the gravel after that. Then you're going to store everything at the yellowjack. Step 2 is going to be getting your sawdust. You are going to go to the logging camp and get your logs. Then you're going to go over to the sawmill, grind it into sawdust, and store all of that as the yellowjack as well. Step 3, from storage, you're going to take 5 sand for every 2 sawdust. Then go to the quarry and create cement. And then you're going to store it all at the yellowjack. Step 4, you're going to be getting your acid for filtering water. So you're going to go to LSIA and gather toxic waste, then drive back to the filtering plant and filter the toxic waste, and then store everything either at the yellowjack, or you can take it down to the storage facility at LSIA. So then step 5, which is technically the final step, is filtering the water. You're going to take the acid from the yellowjack to the storage at LSIA, or skip this step, you don't need it. Then you can get water from the reservoir or dam, whichever you want to call it. Then you are going to take that to your storage at LSIA as well. You're then going to take a 1-to-1 ratio of water and acid, go like right around the corner to the treatment plant and treat the unfiltered water. And if you're going to be doing a lot, store it at LSIA. If not, you're going to basically just take it straight back to your storage at the yellowjack. So then the final step is to make your concrete, and you can either store it and basically sell it in bulk, or you can bring it straight here to the construction site and sell it. So hopefully this was helpful. If you guys have any recommendations for future guides or tutorials, let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions as well, ask them in the comments below and I will be sure to answer them. Hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.